Every AI money video is selling you the same lie. Get the right tool, and your first $100 follows. It doesn't. Right now, beginners are spending $300 to $500 a month stacking ChatGPT Plus, Claude Pro, and 4 automation apps they've never actually used, and making $0 because a tool isn't a buyer. 5 ways to bank a real, verified first $100 with AI, starting from exactly 0, ranked by how fast you actually reach a paying buyer. Number 5. The assistant route. Picture a small business owner paying a virtual assistant $300 a month, month after month, and never once asking what tool that assistant uses to answer the emails or manage the calendar. That's a strange thing to skip, right? You'd think a client hiring AI-assisted help would care about the AI part. They don't. They care that the inbox is empty by 9 a.m. Now, virtual assistant clients aren't paying for software. They're paying so their inbox stops being their problem. And no, it's not a no skills needed gig, whatever a lot of these ads tell you. There's one real skill in it, knowing which email actually needs a real answer, which meeting gets moved, which task waits until tomorrow. The AI drafts, but you decide, and that judgment is the whole job. Every one of these 5 methods gets ranked by one thing: how far you are from an actual person paying you. Call it the buyer gap. This one starts wide, because you have to go find the client yourself. What closes it once you're in front of someone? ChatGPT's free plan now runs essentially unlimited messages, no upgrade needed, handling drafts, replies, and research pulls while you handle the calendar. If you want to start today, list it as inbox management, calendar cleanup, or light research, whichever one you can actually keep up with, and post it on Fiverr or Upwork. You need to price it like a beginner. Offshore VA rates run $4 to $14 an hour. US-based specialists go for $25 to $42, and the market-wide median sits near $13. Fixed packages for email and scheduling work alone run $20 to $100, and it usually takes 2 to 4 weeks of steady outreach before your first yes. Real beginner VA retainers run $100 to $400 a month. 1 client, 1 month, and you've already cleared the whole target of this video. Cost to build the pitch, 0 point. Next. Number 4. The Chatbot play. A dentist's office loses a patient every time the phone rings after hours, and nobody picks up. Same story at the plumber down the street and the hair salon on the corner. Missed calls, an inbox nobody checks, a customer who tries once, gets nothing, and books somewhere else instead. Now, you might think customers hate talking to a bot. Maybe for something complicated, sure. Nobody minds a bot answering, "Are you open Saturday?" or "Do you take my insurance?" at midnight instead of getting nothing at all, which is the actual alternative these businesses are living with right now. The bot doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to get the 10 questions people actually ask right every single time. Fixing this takes no coding knowledge, and building it costs nothing either. Conferbot's free forever plan, no credit card, no trial that quietly expires, gives you a drag-and-drop builder for a GPT-4-powered chat widget. Type in the business's hours, prices, and the 10 questions they field constantly, connect it, and it's live on their site answering in seconds, nothing to maintain after that, beyond updating an answer here and there when a price changes. The free tier covers 600 conversations a month, plenty for a small business pulling a few thousand visitors, and if that one vendor ever changes its terms on you, Chatfuel and Flozic both run the same no credit card free tier. Most business owners couldn't care less what's under the hood, and never will. You'll honestly spend more time picking the widget's accent color than writing the actual answers. What actually changes for them is one thing: the call that used to go to voicemail gets answered now. Build it in an afternoon, show them the widget live on their own site, answering their own questions before you ever ask for money, and price it as a flat one-time setup fee, somewhere in the $100 to $300 range, paid once it's working, not before. Pitch 5 local businesses this way, and you'll usually land the first one inside a week or two, one flat fee, paid once it's live. Number 3. The Print Shop. Redbubble and TeePublic. Both are free to open a seller account on, no shop fee, no monthly subscription, no application to get approved. That matters, because Etsy, the platform everyone defaults to for print on demand, charges about $15 just to open the shop, and this whole list disqualifies anything that costs money before it pays you. First objection: I can't design anything. No design skill required, Canva's free magic media tool hands you 50 AI image generations a month at no cost. And Leonardo AI's free plan goes further, roughly 150 generation tokens a day with commercial rights included, so you've got a lot of room to pick ones that actually stand out from everyone else's shop. The bigger objection: no audience. So how does anyone find a shirt made with an AI generator and 40 minutes? Search does. Redbubble and TeePublic do the finding for you. No followers required. The same way Etsy's 96 million active buyers browse by keyword, not by who posted it. One seller with zero social following reported 5 organic sales inside 3 days and just over $900 from 41 sales by week 3, using nothing but AI-generated designs uploaded straight into a marketplace's own search. Treat that as one reported case, not a promise, because for every seller who posts a screenshot like that, plenty more upload a catalog and wait weeks for the first sale. One catch on TeePublic: brand new sellers stay hidden from its own search until they've built a track record. New accounts start on the lower apprentice royalty, around $3 a shirt, and only get promoted to the better rate after 30 to 60 days of consistent uploads plus a handful of sales, so an early sale there may need to come from outside traffic, a Pinterest pin, a subreddit, wherever your niche actually hangs out, instead of the marketplace itself. Realistic income for a beginner catalog sits closer to $100 to $500 in the first 3 months. 10 designs is a hobby, 20 is a real shop with real odds, 20 separate chances at the buyer gap closing while you're asleep. Number 2. The data test. Number 3 just made you wait on a stranger to search for a shirt with your design on it. This one skips the waiting entirely. No following, no algorithm deciding if you get seen, just a test you either pass or you fail. Data annotation work, teaching AI models by labeling an image, rating a chatbot's answer, or correcting a bad translation, is the closest thing on this list to a job application instead of a listing. And the models these companies are training need that correcting done at massive scale, every single day. It's not glamorous work, but it's real fast money with zero cold outreach and zero client to manage. DataAnnotation.tech charges you nothing to sign up, pays $20 to $30 an hour for writing and evaluation tasks, $30 to $45 for anything touching code, and issues your first payout typically within a week of your first approved project. Some workers cash out through PayPal every 3 days. Not every platform in this lane pays the same, or moves at the same speed. Remotasks pays by the task, a few cents each. Blink and you've made a dime. The real hourly rate only works out if you're genuinely fast at it. Appen pays a steadier $9 to $18 an hour, is open in over 170 countries, but runs on a monthly cycle, hours submitted by the 4th, paid by the 14th, and non-US workers file a tax form before their first check clears. Both platforms also sit you through an unpaid qualification test first, sometimes 10+ hours of it, longer than this entire video, before you ever see a real task queue, so don't count that test as wasted time, count it as the price of admission. If you want the fastest route, pick one platform, pass its test once, and realistically, you're looking at 2 to 4 weeks from sign-up to that first payout once the review clears. One approved week of writing and evaluation work on data annotation. Tech, at the low end of its range, clears your first $100 in about 5 hours of actual work. No shop, no client, no cold pitch, nobody to convince of anything except the test itself, and that test is the only cost on this one. Number 1. The direct gig. Somewhere in the Fiverr community forum is a post from a brand new seller with a screenshot attached. Gig created, first order received 1 day later. No portfolio, no reviews, no prior sales to point to. 1 gig, live less than 24 hours, and already sold. That's not the typical timeline. A first Fiverr order more realistically lands anywhere from that same day out to 30 or 60 days, and new sellers get a real, measurable boost. The platform pushes fresh gigs harder for the first 7 to 10 days specifically, so they get tested and seen. Use that window. List an AI-assisted service you can actually deliver. Cleaned up spreadsheets, background removed product photos, or short blog posts and product descriptions drafted with ChatGPT's now unlimited free tier and edited into your own voice, not left exactly as the model wrote it. You need to price it like a beginner and let it climb from there. Basic photo editing runs $15 to $40, plain data entry $10 to $50, and if you can handle a messier job like CRM data cleanup, that jumps to $75 to $200, because a business treats that kind of work as something that could break their operations if you get it wrong. Beginner writers charge 5 cents to zero point zero cents a word, so 1,000-word article alone clears $50 to $100, and the average freelancer on these platforms bills around $39 an hour. There's a cut, 0 to 15% depending on the contract, shown to you before you ever accept, never hidden after the fact. Withdraw the moment it clears. The minimum payout is $1 through PayPal, and the per-transaction cap sits at $5,000, so nothing here has a real ceiling built into it either. Tonight, the only number that matters is $100. This is why it's number one. No waiting weeks on a client who's never heard of you, like the VA work. No pitching 5 businesses cold, like the Chatbot. No marketplace search deciding a shirt's fate. No unpaid test to pass first, like the data work. A gig on Fiverr or Upwork is the shortest line between you and an actual buyer in this entire video, the smallest buyer gap of the 5. You post the listing, a stranger with a real problem finds it, and they pay you directly. No algorithm deciding for them. No missed call, no approval queue in the way. $0 to list. 1 buyer, $100. Here's the part that actually matters. None of these 5 things is the reason your first $100 with AI hasn't shown up yet. The tool was never the missing piece. ChatGPT's free tier can already do almost everything above, and it's been free the whole time you were waiting to feel ready. Buying a 5th AI subscription before you found your first buyer is like sharpening a knife for a vegetable still sitting at the store. What's actually been missing is 30 minutes spent finding one real person who needs what you can make, instead of another 30 minutes comparing which app is smarter. Now, that's genuinely hard some days. It asks more of you than downloading another app does, because a buyer can say no, and a new tab never can. But the beginners who actually bank that first $100 aren't the ones with the best tool stack. They're the ones who went and found the buyer first, and let the tool come second. I'm going to leave the exact playbook for all 5 linked below, but first, tell me in the comments which one you're actually starting with tonight. The VA work, the chatbot, the shop, the data work, or the straight gig, and why that one over the other 4. Find the buyer, not the next tool. I'll catch you in the next one.